How about those Janus Center dancers? Even the one with the boob. And the instructor, wow, she's pretty hot. So what am I doing here tonight? Well, the best way to put it is, Ella, cover your ears, shit happened to me. A lot. It's been quite a 20-month ride to survive, and Hera and Lorianne asked me to share my story. Even if I didn't want to, how could anyone turn those two down? What they have put together with Ride to Survive is truly remarkable and inspirational. And besides, I've never said no to Lorianne since she talked me through my Dina LaFaro and Kathy Rapensky crushes in elementary school. Lorianne and I have always had a close connection. I sat behind her in kindergarten through 6th grade, Casanova, Cohen. Little did we know that cancer, C-A-N, was ahead of both of us. I think I was in 1st grade when I first started relating numbers to sports. 6 for a touchdown, 3 for a field goal, 2 for a basket, 1 for a golf swing. Not long after, I was figuring out ERAs, 9 times the earned runs divided by the innings pitched, and batting averages. Perhaps that's why I've always been pretty good with math. Sports can do that for you. Let's face it, I had to learn how to add up 9 numbers to get a golf score by the time I was 8. So virtually my whole life has been consumed and entrenched in scores, statistics, and numbers. But nothing could prepare me for the numbers I received on March 26, 2018. A Gleason score of 7, a PSA of 5.7, and coverage in 7 of 12 cores. What that all added up to was a diagnosis of intermediate risk prostate cancer. As anyone who has received this news can tell you, the immediate reaction is numbing. The knot in your stomach is not only tight, but triple looped. Your legs are wobbly, and your head is clogged with fear. I started thinking about all the things I might not get a chance to see. My wife loading the dishwasher correctly. The floor of my daughter's bedroom. Ron Bauer retiring. Someone who actually knows how to manage parking at Bethel Woods. Really, all that went through my mind for the first 2 weeks after the diagnosis was, will I be able to see my daughter live her life? With any cancer diagnosis, you begin dealing with another numerical part of sports, odds. Odds of survival, odds of successful surgery, odds of spreading, odds of recurrence. It seems you are at odds with the world. Then you realize this is a fight, both physical and mental. You can retreat and regress, or you can put up your dukes and box. I say box because this is not something to be combated with wild swinging and aimless punches. It's a 12-round bout that requires planning, strategy, bobbing, weaving, stamina, and more than anything, a good corner. I had a remarkable corner. Many who are here tonight, including my brother Mitchell, who traveled from Delaware and was there for me through 2 of my 4 surgeries. But the corner really belonged to the one and only Mrs. T, my wife Tanya. How she dealt with me for 4 months when I was essentially non-functional was nothing short of heroic. She also had to run our business and our household. She even got a little trashy, diving into our dumpster one night to retrieve a vital catheter plug that I had mistakenly thrown away. As I've said before, she was my Angelo Dundee, the best corner person ever. Most prostatectomies take about 90 minutes, and within a couple of days, patients are home and resuming their normal lives. I knew something was wrong when I came to and the clock read 8 p.m. I went in at 11:30 a.m. The rarest of complications, where the rectum is attached to the prostate and undetectable, occurred during my surgery. Because the rectum got torn, an immediate emergency colostomy surgery to repair the rectum was required. Less than 1% of all patients who undergo prostate cancer surgery ended up like I did, with 2 catheters and a colostomy bag attached to all parts of my body for the better part of 4 months. My surgeon had never encountered this situation in more than 2,000 prostatectomies. It was hellish, to say the least. Incredibly, what got lost in all of the complications that kept coming up was that I was cancer-free. The post-surgery pathology report and PSA tests have all indicated that my cancer was contained and removed without any signs of spreading. Because I still deal with some male plumbing issues, I sometimes don't feel completely cured. But one thing battling cancer teaches you is that everything is relative. How do you cope with recovering from cancer surgery? First, you get yourself one of these, because you will spend a lot of time in bed and need a lot of stuff. Then you get yourself a good one of these, a remote control, because you're going to be spending a lot of time watching television. Then you need some of these, a bottle of Juice Plus pills. They seem to make me feel stronger and healthier. This is a shameless plug for my wife who sells them. Tanya@januscenter.com is how you reach her. But most importantly, you have your wife get one of these. Because you need a lot of attention. The reality is, you rely on family, friends, and community. There is just no way to get through all the physical, mental, and financial hurdles without love and support. Ride2Survive was right there to offer assistance, and it really does come in handy. Regular trips to the city for care and appointments can run into the thousands of dollars. As I wrote in my journal, which I kept throughout the whole process, thank you, Glorianne, for that tip. Most of the time, I don't feel sick or that there's anything wrong. I guess that's the way cancer can work. But staying physically and mentally sound is a powerful combination that even cancer will have a tough time against. And that's what I have to remember. Cancer is an opponent, just like in any competition. It can be beat with the right amount of teamwork, preparation, and will. And of course, you must have an incredibly skilled and dedicated team of doctors, which I did at Mount Sinai, including the one and only Dr. Rajveer Pirawit of Broken Banana fame. Yes, Dr. Pirawit appeared on the Megyn Kelly show several years back describing how he fixed someone's broken banana. That's my guy. Dr. Pirawit, Dr. Goluboff, and Dr. Key have put me back together again so that I'm living a normal life again. I was amazed at how attentive they were. Anytime I sent an email or text, they responded almost immediately. From what I'm learning, that is almost unheard of. For my part, I got through those 4 months of recovery in 2018, trying to do things that made me feel like a normal, able human being. Like just getting dressed, as if I was going to work for the day, even though I was going no further than downstairs. We're making lunch, folding laundry, getting the mail, and of course chipping and putting and even taking some 9-iron swings. Even though all of these functions required a lot of effort and some discomfort, it was important to do them. And that's what fighting cancer is all about, the mental battle to get back to normal as quickly as you can. That's why I defied doctors' orders and ventured out to the golf course way before I was supposed to. Catheters, colostomy bags, and all. And the doctors were right. One of my first times out, I sprung a leak in one of my catheters. Just a little casual water for those of you who know golf. But I kept going to the course. I knew getting out there would help my overall frame of mind, and everything else would progress from there. And it did. Perhaps most of all, you simply have to believe in the best outcome. As my mother reminded me all along, most people who get some form of prostate cancer survive. There's probably no better person to give advice on fighting cancer than my mother. She has already taken on breast cancer, soft tissue sarcoma, and now at 84 years old, she is staring down stage 4 lung cancer. She is absolutely amazing. Just a few months ago, I was in West Palm Beach listening to her doctor prepare us for hospice care. He didn't think there was a very good chance of her surviving. Miraculously, she's now home, going out to dinner, playing mahjong, and laying guilt on me. Everything she normally does. She is defying all odds. I always knew she was stubborn, but she's taking it to a new level. So where am I now? When people ask me how's everything, I say mostly good. I'm cancer-free, feel strong, and have my life back. I had a great summer, playing some of the best golf of my life, attending concerts, and vacationing. But my internal plumbing may be disrupted for the rest of my life. My underwear is made by Depends, not Hanes, and comes with absorbent padding. I have to change about 4 or 5 times a day, and that's not always convenient. But I've never really questioned why this all happened to me. I believe it was simply my fate. But when that prostate came out, so did some internal demons I've always fought. Impatience, indifference, and individualism. I like to think I've changed, that I'm more understanding, accepting, caring, and appreciative of family and friends, and that I had it all wrong. The best part of living is not living, it's loving. Some of you know I'm a writer by trade and like to dabble in poetry from time to time. I'd like to end tonight with this poem I wrote about my bout with cancer. Hour by hour, it's a test of willpower. Day by day, you find your way. Week by week, it's normalcy you seek. Year by year, there's still fear. Whoops, hold on. Sorry. Year by year, there's still fear that it can return and renew concern. But no sympathy, please. Cancer is just another disease. You fight like hell to get well. The biggest trick is not to think you're sick. Strength you will find in your frame of mind. You learn not to fret nor get too upset. Life doesn't wait for you to rehabilitate. Accept the here and now. Don't worry about why or how. Change will come at you fast. Live for the day, not the past. Cancer can be overcome. It's actually a savior for some. You find your inner core to deal with what's in store. Part of you says, bring it on. I'm not going anywhere till it's gone. It can be beat, that's for sure. You have to believe that's the cure. Thank you.